Oh, hi. I didn't realize it was on. Hi, YouTube. So today I'm going to talk about something totally different, not like just personal moody stuff. Um, I just felt like talking about being a Gen Xer and also memories, like thinking about all the things that I've seen disappear. And it's really weird because it reminds me of that movie, um, The Never Ending Story. It's like the nothing is coming. The nothing. No, not the nothing. Well, I've seen the nothing. I mean, the nothing has come and taken many things over the past 30 years. And I'm not really complaining because, I mean, at first, you start. At first, you're sad in a nostalgic and sentimental way about things like that, but then you just deal with it. I mean, you just deal with it. Like fudge grams. Fudge grams, okay? They used to be these really awesome thick square cookies, and they were not super popular, so they were cheaper, and even the Dollar Tree had them, but then they skimped. They skimped out. Like now they're like really skinny and they're round and the package is way smaller and you can still get them at the Dollar Tree, but they don't even taste the same. The chocolate's not the same chocolate. They changed the chocolate and they made the cookie smaller and you get less cookies in the package. It's not the same fudge graham cracker cookies that I used to love. I can tell. Anyway, but there's more things like that that I want to talk about. Like Gen Xers, I mean, some of you like were were probably surprised to see Kmart and Sears go down. I mean, I kind of always suspected Kmart was going to go down because I mean, the past, like the last, I should say, the last 10 years of Kmart's existence, they were looking pretty scroungy. So I kind of suspected that Kmart was going to go down, but Sears was a big surprise. But I mean, they were sort of a merger, so I guess they just went down together. Sears really hits hard though because like I mean, Sears was like a big part of my childhood and I mean, I don't know, I really enjoyed shopping at Sears. I really did. I mean, it was still like decent stuff, reasonable prices and usually they were still at the mall, so you had a reason to go to the mall even if you were on a blue collar wallet. And I mean, I really could find great quality shoes there when I couldn't find something at Payless Shoes, which is also gone. So now you can't get shoes at Payless Shoes anymore. You can't get good shoes at Sears anymore. And yeah, you got to look at Target and Walmart for the same price range. Um, that's a bummer. And something you probably never heard of, but my first credit card, I'm here down in Florida. There was this store back in like 1988, 1989 when I got my first credit card. It was Moz Brothers. It was called Moz Brothers, and it was in the mall before Dillard's took over. There was this store called Moz Brothers, and yeah, it was really fancy, like kind of like a Dillard's, but it had a different history, I guess. And that was my first credit card, and then they got I don't know what happened. They went bankrupt or got swallowed by some other company, and that was that. And Wachovia. I don't know if anybody remembers that bank or Barnett Bank. Barnett Bank was one of the big buildings downtown Tampa. Barnett, yeah, they got eaten up. Wachovia became Wells Fargo, and some Barnett. I don't know what the heck Barnett became. Um, there's other stores like some of the boomers. They remember Woolworths and how Woolworths used to be like this really cool experience, which is kind of like how Kmart started out, kind of like Woolworths. But I don't know how many people, maybe some Floridians or some Southerners remember McCrory. McCrory was like sort of our Dollar Tree or Dollar General. I mean, McCrory was really cool. It was like the store down the road that you could ride your bike to, and it was kind of like a Dollar Tree or a Dollar General type of thing, but those were gone a long time ago. Like, oh, Eckerd Drugstore. My friend Kathy worked there when we were in high school. Eckerd Drugstore, totally gone. I don't know if it became CVS or Walgreens, but Eckerd's drugstore is gone. I was gone a long time ago. Radio Shack in Circuit City, they lost to Best Buy, and Best Buy is the only thing like that now. There's no real anything else. I mean, Radio Shack and Circuit City, they're gone. I think there's a few Best Buys left. Long John Silver's and Arthur Treacher's, they're pretty much gone. I mean, in the South, it was mostly Long John Silver's, and in the North, it was mostly Arthur Treacher's. But now, if you want a fish sandwich, I guess it's just Filet-O-Fish at McDonald's because not many people have fish. Oh, I think you can get fish at Arby's. So I think you can get fish at Arby's and McDonald's. That's about it. No more Long John Silver's or Arthur Treacher's. And I loved those. I loved it. Oh my God. I loved that fried fish. Some people were mourning like the Hush Puppies. I mean, the Hush Puppies were pretty good, but I was like, I'd go crazy for their fish. Oh my God. I love that. Anyway, so that's gone. Uh, Blockbuster Video. Lots of people talk about missing Blockbuster Video. Some people blame it on Netflix, but I mean, you can blame it on Netflix, but I mean, I watched some documentaries about it, and they say that actually Blockbuster had the prerogative, had the offer of buying Netflix. So it's not, you can't really blame it on Netflix. Blockbuster just didn't take the offer. I guess it was bound to happen once. I mean, this whole thing has been a big war between the movie theaters and cable and a la carte and special channels like HBO and Showtime and blah 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 blah. Rabbit ears versus, I mean, it's just been crazy. It's been so crazy trying to figure out what the heck's gonna happen and how to get some entertainment. Or I mean, it's just been crazy. Uh, I mean, we had this place too that called, when I was a kid, there was Chuck E. Cheese, which is still staying alive, but the big competitor for Chuck E. Cheese back then was Showbiz Pizza, which now there isn't a Showbiz Pizza. There's a CC's Pizza, and there's what's it called? I don't know. That place with the cars and the boats. I can't remember. A lot of people have parties there. It's like I forget the name of it. And anyway, Showbiz Pizza was a thing. It was like Chuck E. Cheese's competitor way back, in the 80s, 70s, 80s, something like that. And it was really fun. And Billy Bob was the robot. I used to love the way Billy Bob would talk on the rope. He was a robot. Anyway, yeah, that's gone. See, MTV is gone. That was a and I honestly think that there was pretty much one show that killed MTV. I mean, MTV was pretty cool. I mean, if you had cable, like MTV was like, yeah, just one of the awesome perks of having cable. And but MTV's gone, and I blame it. I blame that on the Real World, the show, The Real World. I think that pretty much just blew it for MTV. It would we're Yeah, that's what I'm going to blame it on. The Real World blew it for MTV. Um, uh, let's see. There's some other things that weren't like that aren't businesses that are gone that some people don't even realize are gone. Like dance clubs. I mean, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even in the early, right at the beginning of the new millennium, dance clubs were a big deal. They were all over the place. I mean, you could go disco music, techno music, rock and roll music, rap music, R&B music, any kind of music. You could always find a club that some clubs had it all. but you could always find a club, and there was always somewhere to go dancing, and we danced our butts off. 70s, 80s, and 90s. We were getting jiggy with it big time. And they're gone. They are gone. It's like the only dancing you're going to do is if you take classes, or ballroom, or some go to some dance school and take classes. Besides taking classes, there's no dancing. Nobody dances anymore. Dancing died. Another thing that was really cool that you guys probably don't know about. I mean, maybe you still go to keg parties in your small town, or maybe like the people out in the sticks don't know about keg parties, but or maybe college people might know about keg parties. We had lots of keg parties back in the 80s, but one thing we had at the bars, bars were really competitive, and there were a lot of dive bars that, you know, were trying to make a crowd come in and trying to make some money because they had all this alcohol just sitting there. They didn't want just an empty bar. So, I mean, we knew this thing that a lot of bars would never do these days, and it was called sink or swim. And basically, you were you know hot shit if you had $5, because you'd pay the door guy the $5 and go in, and you had two different drinks that you could get. They were called well drinks. You could drink the well drinks, either the tap beer, or this one well drink. Most of the time it was like Sex on the Beach. So you could get a Sex on the Beach, or you could get tap beer, and you could drink all night for that $5. No having to tip every time, no having to, figure out how much this drink costs or that drink costs. You could get shit faced drunk for $5, and that's what we did. I mean, a lot of us just, you know, we were glad, because $5 sink or swim was the only reason we went to a bar. The um So that no longer exists. $5, you're lucky if that'll cover one beer now. Um, Another thing that's gone is, of course, everybody knows that free TV and the remoteless TVs are gone. You can't now, if you don't have the remote control, you have no TV. That is so freaky to like some of us. I mean, like basically, no remote control means you can't use your TV. There's no way to use your TV. That's sort of really hard to digest for Gen Xers, and probably boomers too, but it's really kind of hard to digest that, because like that it makes it's very impractical to us. Like, how can the TV be useless without a remote control? We never had a remote control when I was a kid. I had to change the channel by hand. It was on the TV. I mean, there if the TV broke, the TV broke. That's the only reason that the TV was useless. Like, the TV was dead. But a perfectly healthy, good TV not being able to work just because there's no remote control, that just really seems freaky to me. And that's another change. I mean, I don't know if I've already mentioned how we've sort of been traumatized by going from records to cassettes to CDs, from Betamax to VHS to DVDs to digital downloads. Yeah, it's been traumatizing. I mean, most of us in the 80s, we had like huge record and cassette collections, and we were really proud of that. We'd go to like the record store. It was a major event to get into one of our hoopties, go to the record store and get like, whatever album, we had set our mind on for the week or the month. That was a big deal. And our record collection was like, like Queen Elizabeth's jewelry. Okay, I mean, it was a big deal, and now it's not. I mean, we used to have our parents were their collection of VHS tapes was like how some people are proud of their liquor cabinet, and and I mean, I used to be like that with DVDs too. I used to have a huge collection of DVDs, and you know, after this hurricane and that hurricane and this, this drama and that mental health incident and that divorce and that business failing, that unemployment line, and after all that stuff, you just can't keep all that stuff. So digital downloads kind of was a cool thing because it's easier to be tossed along with the wind like a tumbleweed and at least be able to keep track of, one of your favorite movies or something like that. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that we lost. uh I mean, there's some things that have lasted that, like drive-through theaters. There's not many left, but I mean, that's something that was around before I think before I was even born, and there's still some of them left in around the country. Chuck E. Cheese, I can't I'm really I just pray that Chuck E. Cheese and oh, Celebration Station, that's it. You know, that's now, you know, like the new Showbiz Pizza. It's not called Showbiz, or it's not Showbiz, but it's Celebration Station, yeah, and CC's Pizza. Those are the 3 that you can bring the kids to, and they still have video games, and you can have a party and whatever. They have, like, cool stuff for kids to run around and be goofy. Um, and it's cool, I mean, Chuck E. Cheese was, like, a really cool place for us when we were teenagers, because we weren't old enough to get into the dance clubs yet, so, Chuck E. Cheese used to have, like, a teen night. I would think it was Friday or Saturday night, where, again, for the magic $5, you could, get in and you'd get, like, I don't know, something to drink and maybe a slice of pizza. But basically, like, all of the breakdancing was like a really big thing. All these, like, great breakdancers, we would all get in a circle, and then all the breakdancers would, like, do their cool moves. And that was like a big night for teenagers. It was like a party. It was our party night without having to ask our parents, can we have a party? And then the parents freaking out that something terrible was going to happen if they weren't there. So, yeah, Chuck E. Cheese was cool. Now I don't know if the teenagers have anything fun like that. I mean, like I said, I don't even think anybody dances anymore. So, um, and carnivals still show up. I mean, I still have seen carnivals at different places. Some of the malls are having carnivals. Some churches still have carnivals, so they're still around. Fast food restaurants are still around, although, like